project.
All the same kind of face.
That was the
Oh
night-
my
that was the
God,
night I
It's
went.
actually a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
That's how the size that he is now?
No, that's
That was like medium
That's
size.
like 4 pounds.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so
And he
cute.
is now.
Yesterday, they had 8 cops on Monroe.
minutes.
I never saw 8 cops on one street
I
ever.
hope so.
Oh, that sounds
Because
like
it
a
is,
really
it's
good
up to
size.
65.
Yeah, that's
You
what I'm
ladies
going
should
for.
be walking in any moment, right?
You know,
Hoping there's no big
We're gonna
cells.
look at dates to go on.
Okay,
come
so
I
on.
have to keep everything
Maybe
back a little
we
bit.
can do that in a regular
Yeah.
work session,
Sure.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Pete, if you're coming back, grab me a water.
Well, I would've got you one. If I didn't hear, oh, you were talking to Joe when I said once
Yeah.
water.
Never thought I'd see you press the up button.
Well, I saw Megan's cold.
Oh, yeah, blame it on me.
I'm fine.
Oh, thanks, Pete.
This building has been a sauna for the last 2 weeks.
That's why we have to conserve energy.
It's nice, feels good. Right now, it's like, seems like it's
Well,
perfect.
they fixed the blower on the boiler today, or the up furnace today. So,
Yeah, we heard it was a runaway furnace.
Call the fire department?
What does a
last-
runaway boiler mean?
That's
leaking?
Running.
That's
It's just running.
PSE&G code word for we don't have anyone to send. Call the fire department.
So the main reason for that whole thing came down was there was an issue, it wasn't PSE&G, it was another utility. But it has to do with a real boiler. And pretty much what happens is the boiler gets so hot that it can blend.
Oh, okay.
But PSE&G, you know, there's very little residential boilers out there anymore, everybody has furnaces.
Right.
So you get all these fire
Right.
calls for PSE&G for possible runaway boilers.
Right.
What they all really
That's a
are,
furnace.
stuck zone valves.
Right, right.
Which you go in, you tap on the zone valve, or you
Right.
hit the red switch, turn the
Yeah.
furnace off, and the house cools down.
Right.
Just learned something new.
Burn up 20 gallons of diesel fuel and then to tap the valve.
Yeah. In the ladder truck there?
Yeah, send a ladder truck
As
there.
long as the ladder truck gets to go.
Black gutters.
We're on, so be
All
careful.
right, Nancy,
Who is?
We're on.
we're on.
Okay.
Jumps
Okay,
in.
Raj,
We're on.
That's good.
we're ready.
That's it.
The 7 PM work session meeting of the Wyckoff Township Committee is now in session, Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Ms. Bogdansky?
Here.
Mr. Lane?
Here.
Mr. Madigan?
Here.
Mr. Melchiong?
Here.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes, here. Nancy, open work session?
This regular work session meeting of the Wyckoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. Copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. Copy has also been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the Township of Wyckoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Thank you, Nancy. Can we confirm that the Finance Committee has reviewed and signed the vouchers, that we're all ready to go, and the clerk has the necessary documents signed and ready to go?
They have, Mr. Mayor.
So we're good. Thank you. Take a motion to open the meeting for 10 minutes, public comment period.
So moved.
Second?
Ms. Bogdansky?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, we are open for public comment.
Okay, 10-minute, we're open now, 10-minute public comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wyckoff.
There literally being none, a motion to close the public session.
Second?
Ms. Bogdansky?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay, Matt, do we have a review of the 8 PM business meeting agenda?
Sure, there's no ordinances for introduction this evening. Sorry, I was reading something wrong. There are no ordinances for introduction this evening. We do have several resolutions. The first is a resolution declaring our municipal support for the preservation of federal tax exempt municipal bonds. which will be a little interesting with, as we've mentioned before, we're having our first bond sale in approximately 30 years here. We have a Chapter 159 resolution, which is just a resolution authorizing the insertion of a special item of revenue into the budget, and this is our 2025 recycling tonnage grant. 132 authorizes an agreement with Jobs for Blue. Jobs for Blue is a company that will be taking on the financial billing and financial risk associated with our outside duty police officers. As it currently is now, somebody has to pay the town upfront in escrow, or the township is not supposed to provide police officers for outside details. What this does is allows these officers to pay a company. The company pays us, and the financial risk of collections actually goes to this company. So the only additional cost is a service charge, an 8% service charge that gets added to our bill, which gets kept by the company. But on the day of payroll, or 2 days before payroll, we will receive the money that is required to pay these officers. So every payroll, the township will be financially whole, and the financial risk is on the third-party vendor.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
So I understand the monetary aspect, but who's actually hiring the officers?
We are. Well, so
The outside person? Because I remember years ago here, there was a question about
no.
officers working
so the
details
outside
and
person
whether they're
is-
covered in
The outside person is still hiring them, but hiring them might not be the right word, because they are still considered employees of the municipality. They're
contracting.
contracting for them.
Leasing them.
Leasing them. But we are the employer.
Okay, and the advantages,
The advantage is we become,
whole financially?
we're one, financially whole, and two, we become compliant with the newly revised regulations of the local finance board with regard to making sure the money is received prior to the work being done.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, the 8%, because it says at no cost to the township, what is the 8%
So
for?
it's no cost to the township, so it's 8%, and that is that 8% is paid for by the person hiring the police officer, company or
Okay.
resident hiring the police officer, and that's kept by Jobs for Blue as their fee for managing the financial risk.
Okay.
Suppose he had $4,000, it's $320.
All right.
Called money.
We don't
So-
do that. It's not out of our pocket.
133 authorizes a contract for special counsel for tax appeals. 134 and 135 are two resolutions authorizing the combination of our bonds into one general issue. And the second is authorizing the sale of our, authorizing us to participate in a bond sale. There are several motions for approval, and then we have three ordinances for public consideration and public hearing and further consideration. An ordinance for $825,000 for various improvements and capital expenses. Again, these are fully funded cash that we have budgeted in our budget that was adopted last meeting. We have an ordinance appropriating funds for major vehicle repairs and an ordinance appropriating funds for future field improvements and safety enhancements. And that's all they have on the agenda. And then just a couple action items. First off, tomorrow is the deadline for party changes to vote in the 2025 primary election that will be held on June 10th. Note that election day is 1 week later than normal due to the Jewish holiday that the state rescheduled the election for. For those that are affiliated with a political party and are looking to change, you must do so by tomorrow. If you're an unaffiliated voter or an independent voter and you want to vote in the primary, you do not need to declare. You can declare at the polls that day by voting. But this deadline is specifically for those that have already previously declared a political party and either want to change it or go unaffiliated.
Thank you, Matt.
The town hall roof replacement punch list items were identified yesterday on the municipal building roof. I expect those items will be completed in the next week or so, so that that project can be closed out. As I mentioned at the last meeting, the Department of Public Works has taken delivery of our new sort truck. A drone video was released today, or yesterday? Today, to show the residents the investments that this town is making towards stormwater and SOAR compliance. I want to thank Nancy for coordinating that and Kyle for putting it all together for us.
It's very good.
An application has been made to this township committee to complete a person-to-person liquor license transfer, which Gearhead Liquors currently holds. This is a pocket license. So a public hearing will be held on this application at our next meeting on May 6th. Diana Marchisio has started as the new finance assistant in the finance department, replacing Peggy Keene, who is retiring at the end of this month after more than 35 years of service with the township. So now we have two Dianas in the finance department. As I mentioned also, our affordable housing planner is currently drafting our 4th round housing plan, and I expect within the next 3 weeks or so we'll have a draft of that. Reminder that Thursday at 8 a.m. is the Bergen County GIF Safety Awards breakfast.
Right.
Town Hall and DPW will be closed on Friday in observance of Good Friday. And happy Passover to those of the Jewish faith who are currently celebrating, and happy Easter to those of the Christian faith who will be celebrating on Sunday. And that's my report.
Thank you, Matt. Township committee reports. May, could you start tonight?
Sure. Not that much to report. Planning board, we had one application to hear that was for commercial development at Cedar Hill Shopping Center. However, we did not hear the application because we had asked them for certain items to be provided 10 days before, such as like the landscaping and traffic analysis, and they did not have that. So we said we would shoot for next month's meeting, and they're required to submit it 10 days before the meeting. K through 8 EMS students were recognized at the April Board of Ed meeting. There were about 15 kids, students that participated at the Model UN conference, and 2 students were qualified for the National Geographic Bee competition. They had passed the regional, now they're going into the national, which I thought was impressive. And then this past Saturday, the Environmental Commission hosted a Shred Fest, and there were 230 vehicles that participated. I think the weather was kind of cold and dreary, so it was nice to see 230 vehicles pass by. And that's all I have.
Very good. Thanks, May. Roger.
Okay, I'll start off with the fire department. They responded to 68 calls for service to date. The Wyckoff Fire Department is at 201 calls for service. To date, the volunteer man-hours logged are 6,705 hours. Tremendous amount of time for those folks to be away from their families in service to all of us. Wyckoff Fire received mutual aid twice. Once was for a house fire on Mountain Ave. The crews did an excellent job keeping the fire contained to the basement. The house was struck by lightning. Fire department also handled an overturned box truck on Cedar Hill Ave that was carrying milk, but hopefully not yours. The driver had to be extricated using a hearse tool and power tech support jacks to stabilize the box truck. And Wyckoff Fire responded to 3 out-of-town requests. Under Shade Tree, Friday, April 25th is Arbor Day, and it'll be 9 a.m. at Lincoln School for those of you who would like to attend. Under the Department of Public Works, we had Jim Schaefer, a 25-year employee that is retiring from the DPW, so we wish him the best of health and happiness in his retirement. DPW is also wrapping up the spring cleaning. All of the baseball fields are set to go. The bathrooms will be open shortly, not just yet, but very soon. They're waiting on a part. And as mentioned, the new sewer jet truck, there's a video which is awesome that's on Instagram. And additionally, cameras for surveillance have been ordered for Russell Farm Park. So I believe, and I also attended the Shred Fest and the fire department meetings last night. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Roger.
Sure.
Tom?
3 quick things. Rec board meeting last week. Rec board's very busy. Our sports in town are thriving. We're busy. We're in the spring season. So between lacrosse, baseball, softball, and all the spring sports, the fields are ready to go. The rec kids are ready to go, and it's a great time of year. Shred Fest, I stopped in at Shred Fest on Saturday in the rain. Kudos to the people that put it together and organized everything. It was going very, very, very smoothly. And then I attended the Chamber of Commerce meeting this morning, which was held at the library. It was a panel discussion on medical and health and physicians. It was very good. That's it.
Thank you, Tom. Pete?
All right, thank you, Mayor. I also attended the Shred Fest, the second half of it. Thanks to all the volunteers and DPW workers, because it was cold and rainy out there. I also assume it's probably be the last year for styrofoam being brought there, since we do have the container right across the street now, so.
We were
And,
gonna analyze that after the Shred Fest to see how much was actually brought.
yeah, there was like a quarter maybe. And they were handing out flyers actually telling people that you can now bring it across the street, so.
Yeah, we didn't wanna just cancel it.
Yeah,
We wanted
yeah.
to see how the turnout was, and then
Yeah.
analyze it going forward.
Yeah, but, yeah, I don't remember a Shred Fest where it was snowing, raining, and cold out, so definitely had all the
was-
weather on there. Also attended a grand opening with the Township Committee. Rudy's probably gonna report on that
Yeah,
for the,
yep.
for the new juice place. Police Committee met, Rudy and I, business as usual, some updates, the chief's filling us in on the Township Committee. Centennial Committee met. Planning is ongoing, a lot of work to do, but we're all working very hard on it as a committee and volunteers. And Fireworks Committee met Monday morning. Fireworks will be September 27th, and looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather holds out on us this year. We had some bad luck last year with the parade and the fireworks, so crossing our fingers for good weather. Get all the rain out right now. It's been pretty rainy, so, and then just lastly, happy Passover and happy Easter to everyone.
Thank you, Pete, very much. Okay, on Saturday, the 5th, as Pete mentioned, I attended the ribbon cutting for the Smoothie Juice Bar at 8 o'clock in the morning in Boulder Run Shopping Center. Several of us were there. What struck me when I arrived was that there was a line of people all the way down in front of the Boulder Run building and around the corner by Willow and Whisk. It's because they were giving away a free smoothie a day for a year? Did I have that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To 50
Which is
people.
pretty
Yeah.
extraordinary. That explains the line, really.
Yeah.
So it was a kind of a neat event, actually. But there were so many people there for free smoothies, we didn't get any. So anyway, as Pete mentioned, we attended the police committee meeting. There wasn't much to report. We do, however, have an officer out with a back injury for an indefinite period of time. So we wish that officer well and a speedy recovery. I attended, along with May and her husband Tom, the educational WEF fundraiser on the 8th at the Brick House for the Taste of Italy event. And free lemon jello kits to make your own lemon jello to take home. I haven't tried mine yet, but it's in the refrigerator.
Limoncello. Get it
Limoncello,
right.
yeah.
Get it right. Come on.
Yeah, limoncello, right. I'm not Italian, come on. So, but it was a nice event. It was well attended.
Yeah.
It was really well attended.
Yeah.
It was really, really a nice event. Lively event. A lot of people there. Really, really good time. So, the planning board, as May said, was kind of non-eventful. The biggest event of the night was that it was Joe Vanderplaat's birthday.
Oh, yes.
And we sang happy birthday to Joe. Embarrassed the daylights out of him, but it was fun. That was the most fun of the whole night. And I also attended the first shift of the Shred Fest. The weather wasn't any better during the first shift either. So, but yeah, the styrofoam, it was busy, but nothing I think we couldn't handle just on a regular business with it at the recycling yard. And this morning, I attended along with Tom and Pete, the Chamber of Commerce meeting. They had a Q&A with Dr. Yee and Dr. DeFeo, and there was really some really good discussion. You actually learned something about a few things and what's going on and everything. It's really pretty good. And I, too, offer a happy Passover to our Jewish friends and happy Easter to our Christian friends coming up this weekend. And that's all I have. So, and if we have no executive session that we're
I
looking for?
just have a couple comments, Mayor, if I may.
Oh, go right ahead.
Sorry.
this all
I just
the
want
time.
to follow up on that with affordable housing. As soon as our planner does get that plan, or at least a draft it together, we should have a meeting, because June 30th is when we have to actually have everything into the program, which means you have to adopt resolutions, ordinances, just like we did before for our number, and we have to have those filed within 48 hours, and all that has to be done by June 30th. I know it seems like it's a ways off, but it'll get here before we know it. So once we know that she's got a draft, we probably should get a meeting together and start looking at this, because probably there'll be some revisions, and all of you, I'm sure, are going to be fully aware of what you're looking at, what you're approving, because of the town, people are going to wonder what's going on. The other thing is, we're about ready in our litigation group, the Montville litigation group, to file our federal complaint. It may have actually been filed this afternoon. I read through the draft. It'll probably be filed, if it wasn't this afternoon, tomorrow. We're making an equal protection clause claim under the 14th Amendment of our U.S. Constitution, in that under the program, they're not treating the municipalities the same. So we'll see what happens. It's tough. It's a little bit tough because federal courts don't like to get involved in state issues, but I think it's worth making the claim, because we're not
Absolutely.
treating the municipalities the same. And there's some rules issues as well, but it's a 14th Amendment claim.
Is there only one court that it can go to?
Well, they're filing it in District of New Jersey, because it sits here in New Jersey, so they're gonna.
Well, I understand. I'm just thinking of, court shopping the way it's been lately.
Well, you can't really,
All right.
everything's here in New Jersey, so that's
Got it.
where it's.
That's
gonna
federal
be.
court in Newark?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yep, so, and that's it.
That's great. Thank you, Dave. Now, we have no request for an executive session, so I will take a motion to adjourn the work session.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Ms. Bogdansky?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes,
With an affirmative vote, we are adjourned.
meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Quick.
Yeah. 10 after.
Now we sit and wait.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
Yeah, right. Look at Gary.